Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your September general reading. I have laid out the spokes of the horoscope wheel. I'll clarify with the African Tarot and finish off with an oracle reading. And I want to thank you for all your likes, subscribes, shares, comments, donations. It is greatly appreciated, and I'm sure you must know that I cannot do this without your support. So thank you so much for that. Let's get started, Cancer, with overall energy for the month of September. I have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is indicating a sense of kind of observing, sharing, perhaps having careful selected conversations, being considerate of the sources of information and communication you're receiving at this time. This card indicates that you are suspicious of some of the information you're getting, some of the actions, particularly from those that you would like to imagine would like to see you are working for your best interest. However, you are aware that that may not be the case. Without judging that, you're simply recognizing that all information is not equal, all information is not given with the same intention of being helpful, honest, or supportive. So you are being a little bit cautious. You are in a conundrum of information that you're trying to understand its real value, its real truthful content. Your 10th house, the Hermit card. So right now others are seeing you as being within, drawing within, retreating somewhat, holding back, and really going inward for answers to problems, concerns, looking for information that you can trust as authoritative. This is bolstering your own sense of personal authority so that others see you as speaking for yourself on your own behalf, making decisions that are best for you. And through this experience, through the way that you're presenting yourself and responding socially, people are recognizing and seeing how they too can find those answers that work best for them. So you're modeling this process of looking within, trusting your own wisdom, your own authority, and bolstering that by seeking wisdom from those you trust. The first house is the Five of Cups, so we have two fives here. So we're definitely experiencing some inner conflict, and some of this is in reviewing an experience from the past in which you were hurt, you were disappointed, you failed, something did not meet its promise or expectation. This may be something that happened a long time ago, but the grieving of that loss is still significant. It still occupies space in your emotional world and experience. And this can be something as simple as really having a better understanding and appreciation of the capacity for people who you once thought were in your corner, really understanding that though those relationships may have disappointed you, even recognizing how you may have played into the disappointments you experienced, you're still hurt, saddened by the loss of that that connection, that trust and faith in the good intentions of others, other intimates in particular. In your fourth house, we have the Temperance card. And the Temperance is really, again, underscoring the fact that you are in a period of adjustment, where patience is needed, particularly as it pertains to your family of origin, your domestic environment, to the extent that family are involved, even intimates who you have um, uh, grown up with, that you've had formative experiences with. You are really allowing others and yourself patience to process the really complicated feelings that you're experiencing regarding your relationships in particular, and also regarding your work, your effort, your place at your organization, your business, where you are as a resource to others. And you're really trying to be patient so that you are setting clear boundaries, but also being a resource to yourself. And that means patience and forgiveness for even experiencing, recognizing how you were gullible in the past, and how those those un, unfulfilling relationships can grow, how they can be forgiven, how you can find acceptance for even whatever imbalances may occur there in a way that allows you to soothe and indulge in this sense of productive regret, productive loss, productive remorse. In your seventh house, we have the Ten of Wands, and this is the house of your significant others. I'm really getting a tremendous sense of exhaustion and overburden, overtaxed by the many responsibilities of your relationships with others, perhaps the many obligations you have within a family or a team setting where you are thoroughly exhausted by your desire to do things well and thoroughly, to check off all the boxes of your responsibilities so that you can release and end this cycle. This has been a tremendous growth cycle, but you are thoroughly drained, and I do see that you are taking steps to feed yourself, nourish yourself, heal yourself, care for yourself, so that in recognition of the emotional fallout from unsatisfying relationships, but you are releasing the growth cycle that you are completing at this time in your relationships. I'm going to clarify the Five of Cups in the first house with the Four of Cups in the second and the Ten of Cups in the third house. Yes, you are very much not only mastering your experience of vulnerability and understanding, being able to speak to the ways in which you have overcome certain hardships, certain disappointments, inequality, disharmony in relationships. So you are very much contemplating, giving great thought to what it is you're asking for. Because I think you're understanding now that what you believed you had was not as it appeared to be. And now you're recognizing that when you wish for something, because you have what you've wished for, what were you careful enough about how you said, this is what I really want. This is what's going to fill my heart, because right now you're not entirely enjoying or appreciating what it is you have. And it is what you've asked for. That doesn't mean that you're stopped or failed. It simply means that, oh, you're recognizing, making the connection between what it is you wished for, what it is you've asked for, the stability in your emotional landscape, the stability of desires, asking for the things that will fulfill you, recognizing that it is really the process of what it is you're asking for that is key right now. The Temperance in the fourth house brings the Knight of Swords in the fifth house and the Five of Wands in the sixth house. Yes, you are really joining together and strategizing with your team, your family, your friends, your intimates in order to solve a problem together. This may be you learning a new skill, agreeing with a set of people to learn something new, to it's a somewhat competitive environment, but the goal of this learning lab that you're entering into with team members is to solve a problem whose solution is unknown to all of you at this time, but you've agreed to gain the skills together to work this out. The Ten of Wands in the seventh house is clarified by the Wheel of Fortune in the eighth house, and the Four of Swords in the ninth house. So we have your need to pull in and continue to evaluate what it is, the steps you have been taking, the things that you have identified, the new truths, the new skills, the new understandings, the new desire to communicate and truly listen, as well as you're building this emotional foundation that is more resilient to the efforts to keep growing, keep learning, keep solving some problems that are critical. These are long-term problems. However, there is an opportunity now for you to share in resources, to create resources, to distribute resources in a way that is allowing you much greater favor. You are getting those resources you need at this time in a way that looks as though in the past you were almost quite often the sacrificial lamb, even a scapegoat in a team situation, in a family situation, among intimates. Now you are favored, you are receiving the resources you need in order to balance out this sense of conflict, the sense of frustration, the sense of mistrust that you've even engendered among your intimate, significant others. The Hermit in the 10th house is clarified by the Page of Swords in the 11th house and the Devil card in the 12th house. The Devil card is really overwhelming this quadrant. So the Hermit who goes in, this is you going in and asking for lessons. You are coming up against some mighty authorities in your family of origin, your work or place of employment. Whatever work you do in the outer world, you are recognizing a very rigid structure, a rigid procedure, process, protocol that is framing everything that you are doing. You are you're understanding how that shaped your world, but also how you are continuing to shift this picture of boundedness, obligation, being imprisoned, being chained and bonded to something that is not of your making. This is something that you are seeking release from. It's a constant temptation to fall back on the way things have always been done. But you are truly continuing to try to understand how this commitment to this set of ideas has limited your understanding of the ways in which things can evolve, things can be worked out. So you are experiencing a time when you are able to explore, discover, open yourself up to some new ideas, new ways of doing things, and recognize that your truth is not always in alignment with the truth that you were given from early on, the social training you've received, the way in which your family is structured or your business, your organization is structured. Your truth lies elsewhere, and you are receiving, now beginning to receive support for this exploration, this problem solving in a new way with others to reach conclusions that you may not foresee at this time. I'm going to finish off this reading, Cancer, with a botanical inspiration. And I've pulled the Venice Mallow. And the key words are delicate, fleeting beauty. L.F. Young said, when life is not coming up roses, look to the weeds and find the beauty hidden within them. Well, I'm going to leave it here, Cancer. I thank you for your time, your support, your likes, your subscribes, your comments, especially. Until next time, Cancer, Namaste.